What's going on, world? This is Grandmaster Facts, and this is another Party Nerds exclusive.
Party nerds, party nerds.
Alright, so to get us off of our little bit of Infinity War kick, not saying that we don't want to step away every once in a while, but unfortunately we have to. One thing that came into the news in the past couple of months is that Valiant Comics, literally founded in 1989 by the former editor-in-chief of Marvel, Jim Shooter, put out strings of comic books, tons of comic book characters that were unimaginable. We're talking about Magnus, the robot killer. We got Ray, Shadow Man. But the one we're going to talk about in particular, is Bloodshot. Bloodshot seems to be the one that they're going to start with first. See, in 2015, Valiant Comics made a distribution deal in order to make a lot of their comic books into movies. So the first one, that, of course, that they wanted to put out, and undeniably would be the one that I would put out first, would have to be Bloodshot. Now we're talking about someone who is more like a former soldier, has regeneration process, does metamorphing. His memory has been wiped out numerous times. If that sounds familiar, it kind of sounds like Wolverine. His he went through a whole system of changes through a organization called Project Rising Spirit, which is kind of like Weapon X. And in most of their comics, they have these inabilities of children that they also harbor experiments on, and they're called psiots, not mutants. He has been a part of a team called the Hardcores, and the main story has been built around the Harbinger Wars, which is definitely like one of the illest comics that Bloodshot has ever had. The one thing that is very appealing about Bloodshot is that, aside from just being a super soldier and the experiments that have been done on him, his bloodstream is filtered with about 1 billion nanocomputers, which cause him to heal a lot quicker. He's also able to interface with technology, and he can shapeshift into any character he wants to kind of keep an element of disguise. So like it's almost like he has the powers of Mystique, Cyborg, and Wolverine all in one. Now it has come to the conclusion that the ultimate star that's going to play Bloodshot is going to be none other than Vin Diesel. So for the most part, they got themselves a highly acclaimed actor. Of course, us in the comic book world know him as the voice of Groot. For any of us outside of this realm, we know him as Fast and the Furious, like to the core.
You almost had me. You never had me. You never had your car.
But what I fail to realize is that, I realize that they want to pick up an actor who bolsters some type of existence to carry a franchise. But I feel as though with something starting out as a new, maybe somebody experience, but I have my own general feelings about this whole situation. I don't feel as though it would be a good fit, but who knows? It could definitely change my mind. I could see it working with a lot of CGI, especially with the shape shifting, the lot of the battle scenes, the action scenes. But we got to understand here that Vin Diesel is a lot older than a lot of the young action actors from what he used to be. Like, he is not Chronicles of Riddick Vin Diesel. He is not he's not Toretto from Fast and the Furious anymore, from the first couple Fast and Furious. Now all of a sudden he just drives a car. I mean, dope and everything, cast of characters a norm, but this particular character of Bloodshot, I just see a lot more weaponizing, tons of martial arts and hand-to-hand combat, Fight scenes got to be off the fucking chain, so the choreography's got to be fucking nuts. It's gonna be one ill ass event, especially if you're going into a situation like the Harbinger Wars, which is just it's just him taking on the entire fucking world at that point, just trying to get to a point where he has to find out exactly who he is. I feel as though, we could have went a different route, but once again, this is Valiant Comics' first opportunity to put out a great product, and they went for a franchise actor, and I hope he takes on the role that I hope that he can. Um, I hope to see it any other way, but I don't want to get on another rant about somebody doing something without me actually like seeing it first. So I'm gonna take a step back because I've had time to think about this and hope that Valiant has made a wise decision. Now, this is going to be distributed through Sony. Now, they've, for the most part, dissolved from their Spider-Man rights with the MCU. So this is like their next attempt at comics. So now they've taken on like a little bit more of the Spider-Man universe with the opening of Venom. So they wanted to add something onto their label as far as like a kickstart to get them aboard again. But there you have it. I mean, I hope it's good. I really fucking hope it's good. Don't disappoint me, Vin Diesel. Please. This is like a once in a lifetime guy. For those that have read the comic, this is fucking dope. All right?